We got the van back from Mercedes and they fixed the rattle on the sliding door. So that's pretty sweet. It's so much quieter now when we're driving over bumps. It's a big difference and it's way better.
So this is the new, what do you call this stuff? Panel adhesive that Mercedes applied for us. That's where the rattle was coming from. Like these pieces were separated, so it was jiggling, but now it's pretty solid.
Right, so today I'm working on the subfloor. It needs some added height so that we can put insulation underneath. You've probably seen in a previous video, the van came with a floor, like from the factory. It was an optional thing. You got to pay extra to include the floor. But it's standing up against the wall right now. But it's just I don't know if you can tell, but it's just plywood with like a plastic or some sort of a composite layer on the top face. It's actually pretty rugged, so we're gonna reuse it. And it's already cut to the right shape, which is awesome. That saves me a ton of work. But I'll show you out here what we're trying to do. I got a bunch of oak 1x3, I think it is, but I'm just kind of cutting it in half lengthwise, just ripping it down the middle. So there's one here and one here.
Hi, buddy.
We got a few of the strips in here. They're kind of a pain because they're 11 feet long and I'm doing it by myself. I think I've got all the subfloor pieces that I need to cut. So there was a few, I think I said this, that needed like an additional spacer where the floor gets lower. And so here's one. I just cut a little strip. I figured it was easier, or it was better, because I was able to use scraps. And I gotta set up the dado on the table saw, which takes time. Like, it's kinda, it doesn't look very different than it did yesterday, but there's a lot more work. I had to cut, all these notches. Yesterday I did all of these boards that run front to back, and I was done after that. But this morning I cut these ones that run horizontal, so now they sit all the way down in there nice and flush. And these ones that have little spacers were a little bit funky because the depth of the cut is the same, but I had to raise the blade up to make it so. I gotta do a little bit of work when I pull this out. See, that's tight there, I just gotta cut the corner off. And then these ones I just gotta cut the ends off because they stick out into our doorway. But I've got all the places marked where the boards touch the floor, right? Because there's gaps where it doesn't actually touch because the floor is not flat. But now I've got to pull all this out, and I don't want to, but I think I should take a grinder to all of those spots to take the paint off, because I want to glue all this down so we have a nice solid bond with our subfloor to the van floor that we can build off of. I got the floor prepped. I ground the paint off where I'm gonna put adhesive, and I washed it with some like mild detergent and then rubbing alcohol. So it should be nice and clean. I'm hoping to get a good bond. Here you can see all the paint that I removed. I didn't go crazy with it, I just I hit it quickly with a flap disc on the grinder. So next we have to take this and put it back in here and glue it down.
Like put it real close to your mouth and go like, and then like rub the.
Nope, don't do that. Ooh, yeah.
Bobby's in the background like, ooh yeah. It's really satisfying when the guys in the background are like, oh yeah, that is so satisfying.
Hey James.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be filming absolutely nothing.
Nice, that's my favorite kind of video.
Oh yeah?
It's Papa Monkey.
The ones that run front to back are underneath, so if you pick up by these, it will lift the ones that go side to side, except for that one.
Viper, no swiping. Oh yeah, that was satisfying.
Nice little zoom in on this
On this gobbledygook.
on this blob right here. Not seeing a lot of movement here.
We just went to Home Depot and dropped off all the sandbags. So after Rob glued down the subflooring frame, the joist as he called it, they put this plywood factory floor on top, loaded up with sandbags, and we let it sit for about 4 to 5 days. So we just dropped those off, and now we're gonna take this factory floor back out so we can insulate with the wool into the subfloor, and then we're gonna put the factory floor back down. So we're gonna show you guys how that goes.
Thanks for the help, dog. We got the floor back down. Now there's insulation underneath there, and we just we bolted it down with some longer bolts in the location where the factory had installed some tie downs. That's just holding it temporarily. We will go through and screw the plywood to the oak strips. But that's it. Okay, bye.